This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and man who made it on the moon, Stairmaster.
I do it for the Marxist-Leninist way of life. Happy Red October, everyone.
Wow. I'm sure bent out of shape about this as a proud American. I don't like it.
Do you feel like you've been mutilated?
I mean, that's pretty violent imagery, but yes.
Do you feel like you've been raped?
Yes.
I feel like I fell down some stairs, some moon stairs, but with regular gravity.
Well, you certainly don't feel like that. That's my other co-host and man who didn't make it on the moon, Kyoran.
Hey, you don't have to mention that. You can just say I'm an aspiring astronaut, okay?
Man with a nagging wife, Kyoran.
Yeah. That's the best thing you want to see in TV is a nagging wife.
It really sort of makes sure your character is nuanced and a good portrayal of sort of...
It's a prestige drama. You gotta have a domestic situation.
It really hooks you in when you see the husband and wife aren't getting along great.
Yeah, it's a real good time. All right, well, welcome to TV Tuners, where we talk about the latest and greatest in television.
Imagine if she was Imagine if she was like a Skylar type, and she was like, "Oh, you should have gone to space."
But then she wants him to go into space,
and then going into space destroys her family.
Yeah. That might still happen. We don't know. Anyway, if you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, why not go ahead and give us a subscribe on any of the podcatchers of your choice. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and any of the other fine podcatchers available. You can subscribe and give us a 5-star review. It's very much appreciated. You can also find us on Twitter at TV Tuners. Or use the hashtag TVTuners, and we'll give a glance at what you're saying.
But what
we'll
else?
Watch it with binoculars.
Yeah, we'll look at it from afar. And be like, heh.
But what if they want to contact us in a more intimate fashion?
Oh, well, that's why we have an email. You can send an email to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kyoran?
Oh man, here we go again with this email. TV something other @gmail.net.
That's right. Yeah, you can be like Andrew, who sent us an email this week, a question for us.
Andy.
Hey friends. Bang, marry, kill. Swanson, Keo, Stairmaster. Thanks, Andrew, Eastern Canada.
Yeah,
First off, it's fuck, marry, kill, so... We're already out.
Well, this one's bang, marry, kill, so
that's not.
You
can't change the game like that.
This is a real question, though. Do I want to fuck myself or do I want to kill myself?
I think this would be better served as a question of the audience, but also I don't think the audience would appreciate us asking.
He specifically said bang, which is a totally different word.
Yeah,
you can't butcher his question like that.
Bang and fuck are pretty much similar, though, in terms of what they mean.
If you say you bang someone, you say you fuck someone, there's different intuitions going on. There's
also,
a different sort of sexual experience.
If I tell someone to go bang themselves, what does that mean?
Fuck is far more intense.
I think if you told someone to go bang themselves, they would be just as weirded out and confused as if you told them to go fuck themselves. Go bang yourself.
Okay,
I think it sounds like a British thing.
So, do we got our answers, boys?
Yeah, I would bang myself, I would marry Keo, and then I would kill Stare.
Mm-hmm. Keo?
Same.
You would marry... Wait, hold on. You would marry me or you would marry yourself?
I'd marry myself.
Oh, so you would still kill Stare, though.
Okay, I would kill myself, marry Kioran, and bang...
In that order?
Yeah, in that order.
Oh, no. I don't want to get banged by dead Stairmaster.
Yeah, I don't like that marriage arrangement either.
It's a very Beetlejuice-esque situation.
Yeah, but look at it this way: you get my inheritance, Keo.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Oh.
It's
Do you have like
$2.
You get all
You have
42 volumes of Dragon Ball.
Oh, I thought you might have had like a golden crown with
You
jewels
get
in it or
Scrambles,
something.
my cat,
Oh man.
the majestic beast.
That is a good prize, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I changed my opinion on that. Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, so you're gonna marry me and then kill me?
Well, you're already going to be dead, so I get
Yes.
the inheritance.
Okay.
Well, thanks for that question, Andrew. Good times. And if you have any questions, as always, send them to us. All
And
right.
if you want to answer Andrew's question, you can also answer it on Twitter or on our email.
With hashtag
Oh, yeah, feel
TV
free to
tuners.
answer the questions. Yes,
Or
use
hashtag
TV
fuck me,
tuners.
Stairmaster. Please do it, Daddy.
That's a long hashtag. But you can use it if you feel like it. Stair will definitely be checking that one out.
I think longer hashtags are better because they tell you everything you need to know.
I want a hashtag that's just as long as a tweet.
Like it's the exact tweet limit.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
sure that
formulate
exists.
that. I'll get back to you when I get back from the lab.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about some TV, boys. What you guys watched this week? Anything interesting?
Oh, I watched the television phenomenon. Terminator, Dark Fate, Stay Night.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was like a solid 3-star experience. I gave it like an extra half star for Arnie.
When you leave the theater, did it make you say "I'll be back," or did it make you say "Hasta la vista, baby"?
It made me say, I won't be back. Which Arnie also says,
Wait, he says
That made
"I
me-
won't be back."
yes, to his family.
Wait,
His family.
Yes,
his family.
he's got a family.
He's a robo.
Spoilers ahead for
Okay,
Dark
so
Fate.
get this. The Terminator learns to love.
And fuck?
No.
That's the
Turns out
ultimate
there's more to
romance.
love than fucking. Which he also
No.
says in the...
He says that exact line?
He says he learned how to understand people's feelings, and that's more important than fucking. And also how to change a diaper without complaining.
So
Which makes
he
him the
like
ultimate romantic partner. He's like this lady's emotional support Terminator.
But what does she like what does she do for, when she
Jerks off.
I mean, I'm sure a Terminator can we've seen Terminators have dongs, so I'm sure
Yeah.
they can do whatever, but
Well,
Nope,
David
he
S. Goyer
refuses.
wrote this, so you shouldn't expect much in the way of good writing. Like, it's mostly just the actors who kind of carry it.
how's Linda Hamilton?
Oh, she's good. I mean, the script wasn't good for her, but she tried her best.
Whatever happened to John Connor?
Oh, he gets shot in the first 5 minutes by the Terminator.
Dang.
You didn't know that?
I didn't watch the
Like,
movie. What do you,
Like, well, that seems like it was the most spoiled thing ever.
I
Yeah,
have
they
not
got a
been
DH
seeking out
Edward-
spoilers for the 5th Terminator reboot.
They got like a DH T-800, a DH Arnie, and a DH Edward Furlong and Linda Hamilton. And he just gets blasted in the chest with a shotgun.
Wow. They really didn't want to bring him back that badly.
No, I mean, what would you do with Edward Furlong anyways?
I don't know. Have him hang out.
Just hanging
All
out.
right.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
I got really bored and rewatched some of Better Call Saul.
Oh.
What did
Okay.
you see?
Turns out it's still a good show.
Oh yeah, it held up.
Yeah, like it didn't age poorly at all in the past
All right.
1 year.
Okay, Bang, Marry, Kill, Saul, Mike, Gus.
Ooh.
This is a tough
Um,
one. You bang
Let's
Saul. You bang Saul 100%.
Marry Mike.
Yeah, and you gotta kill Gus.
I thought it
Before
would be
he
the
kills
opposite.
you.
You would want to marry Saul. Because Mike
No! Saul has shown repeatedly that you should not marry him.
And you should marry Mike? He broke
Yeah,
his
sure.
boy after all.
Yeah, but he seems like a guy who he keeps to himself, but it'd be a
He's
okay
very
marriage.
understanding, just like the
Yeah.
Terminator in Dark Fate.
He's very stable and supporting. There's no reason not to marry him.
Marrying Gus would be fine, but eventually you're going to be used as a prop for some game, for some mob revenge or something. So
Also, you'll never be seen or heard from, and you may not exist.
Yeah.
yeah, so you might as well kill Gus.
I think it's very clear that he didn't actually have a family at this point. Like from what we've seen of Better Call Saul.
I think it's pretty
You've
clear
seen
that Gus
enough
is
of
not.
Gus's interior life to figure that out.
I mean, he could be a divorced dad with
Oh,
partial custody.
oh no,
Ooh.
poor Gus.
I guess we'll find out in the. I guess we'll find out in the spinoff. Giving it to Gus.
Oh god.
I like that. I hope they make it.
It's just Gus trying to balance his life with his life as a as a fast food franchise owner and / meth cook or meth dealer,
And /
Yeah.
divorced dad.
divorced
Yeah,
dad
I'm-
of two.
I mean, I think we are meant to get the impression that he did make up having kids to get more like points or something, but
Walt points.
it's yeah, it's still possible he has kids. He's a divorced dad.
Maybe they'll
His
get
own
into
sitcom.
they'll get into that in this new season.
Yeah, that's what we really need to hear about.
Gus's kids, like it's like Gus in the back of like El Polo Hermanos, and like someone comes in and is just like, Gus, your ex-wife's on the phone, and Gus just like sighs and says, "I'll answer it."
Executive producer Ben Skilligan.
Yeah, I'd be like, huh. So I guess they're okay.
Oh, El Camino's about Gus's son hunting down Jesse like a Terminator.
Why would Gus's son care?
Because
His dad's dead. His
Yeah, but not
beloved
because
father.
of not
they
because
broke
of
his
Jesse.
man.
Jesse was involved. Okay,
I guess
and the
Jesse-
son's gonna be like a master detective and figure it out.
Jesse really wasn't involved.
Yeah, he was. He's
Well,
the
he
one
tried, but then he just got scooped up in a van and ultimately didn't do anything.
Well, he's the one who told them about Gus's visits to the retirement home.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, get wrecked, liberal.
Wow. Dang. I can't believe you own
Fuck.
Stairmaster.
Damn. That got banged pretty good.
This week I decided to watch the show we watched last week, Living with Yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
How do
So
you
it
live
didn't
with
get
yourself
better?
after this?
It gets worse, yeah.
What happened?
The first two episodes, or the first half of the show is interesting, and then it becomes a relationship drama, which is the least interesting take that you could have on a clone
wait.
of yourself
So it's a love triangle?
between
clones?
two Paul Rudds and the wife. Yes.
So the clones aren't fucking?
No, they don't even imply it.
What?
So...
Actually, I mean, okay, so he does give him the Heimlich at the end, but that's not a real kiss.
What, is he like... Did he choke on something at a restaurant?
No, he choked himself.
But
Wait,
no,
the
nobody was jerking it.
No.
The Heimlich or mouth-to-mouth CPR?
Oh, mouth to mouth, not
Yes.
the Heimlich. My bad.
Okay, I got
Okay.
a question, Swanson.
Mm-hmm.
After watching it, how can you live with yourself? Wah,
Well, you already
wah.
asked me that question.
Yeah, but you ignored me, so I figured you'd edit it out.
I would never do such a thing.
Also, for the viewers at home who can't see us, Swanson is currently here in the recording studio. He's still in his bathrobe. He is
Yeah, that's
he-
true.
he is unshaven, and he's just kind of sitting here slumped over with a lit cigarette in his hand that he hasn't puffed for the entire recording process.
Yeah, that kind of explains a lot about our editing process as well.
Yeah, well, what do you
So
want
I think
from me? What do you want from me, Kieran?
I think this show did a number on him, and he's not really able to live with himself very well at all.
Also, the show for 6 episodes or so has the whole Office subplot, and then just drops it.
Oh.
What?
It just disappears.
And who wrote this?
Bad people. Also, I can't tell if they're eyeing for a second season or not, but the way the show ends seems to set up for another season because the ending is not good.
Oh, what?
Oh, no.
Do they
The
kiss?
2 Paul Rudds are fighting each other in an apartment building.
Why is that so funny?
I will admit it's mildly amusing, although it should have happened like 4 episodes before this. And the wife comes in to interrupt them. Well, no, they already had a gun.
Okay, where did the gun come from?
Clone Paul Rudd bought it to kill the other one.
Okay.
But then regular Paul Rudd was going to use it on the clone but couldn't bring himself, so then they're fighting over the gun. Regular Paul Rudd chokes the clone, then regrets choking him, uses mouth-to-mouth to wake him up. Resuscitate him. And then the wife comes in as they're like yelling at each other and announces that she's pregnant.
Oh,
Who's
God.
the father?
That's the question because they have both had sex with her. So then Paul Rudd says that the clone Paul Rudd is part of the family, and then they all hug.
How do you figure out who's the father?
You can't. They're the similar.
Can.
It's the exact same DNA.
Well, no.
Well, they have
no, Clone Paul Rudd is an improved version of regular Paul Rudd, so...
He's got improved DNA, but how different is it that you could test for it, is the question.
Well, if you're a geneticist, hit us up at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
All right. Well, that's it for what we watched this week. So let's head on over to the news.
What?
You guys hear about that peacock?
Cool.
Bird.
Who's peacocking now?
NBC.
Oh.
NBC's upcoming streaming service titled Peacock has been
Swanson. Let me just tell you something right now. That's a bird, okay?
It's also NBC's logo and thus the name of their network of their streaming
NBC's
service.
cockatoo.
NBC's parakeet.
Yeah, they just got so creative on that name. They're like, our logo is a peacock, so let's just here we go. Let's call it Peacock. There we go.
So
well, CBS is probably going to be rebranding as I soon. So.
Oh, God. That's not ominous at all.
Fox will be Searchlight.
Wouldn't Fox be like big words?
No, they have the Searchlight on their thing.
I guess.
And that's their big thing is those lights there. It's very important.
Well, it seems like the words are bigger. The big
and
golden
ABC will
monument.
be Disney Plus. Anyway, NBC is looking to stand out in the crowded streaming landscape, and so they've decided that Peacock, their streaming service, will have a new sort of way instead of the old subscription model. Instead, it will be going to the old model that Hulu used to use, which is ad-supported, which is free ad-supported streaming with a subscription to get rid of commercials.
So they kind of just decided they weren't competitive enough to actually have a subscription service altogether.
Yeah, you can only get so far with Night Court and Community.
And I guess The Office. I guess The Office is the big thing they have.
Do they have The Office?
Yeah, that'll be the big thing that they have on this. Of course, they are also still major content providers for Hulu. And their parent company, Comcast, hold for applause, still technically owns a chunk of. So it looks like Peacock is going to be spreading its wares a little thin with Hulu. Its wings a little thin with Hulu there.
Or perhaps one shall consume the other.
So I presumably the reason they're doing this is actually not because they want to come off as a different type of streaming service, but because they know that their subscriptions aren't going to be good, so they can focus on traditional ad views to pay the bills.
Yeah, I wonder why they're even bothering with this, to be honest.
Because everyone else is.
Exactly.
They're just like, we have to do it because everyone's doing it.
Pretty much.
There's some guy, the middle management guys, who feel like they can advance themselves by proposing this project, regardless of whether it succeeds or not.
Stare, do you think this is going to go better or worse than CISO?
I don't even remember what happened at CISO. So worse.
Well, only time will tell.
Was
Speaking
that the
of
one
new
Community
and...
went on?
No, that was Yahoo Screen.
Scream?
Screen.
Oh.
Speaking of innovative new ideas, HBO has one.
Ooh.
They've recently unveiled a new box for college kids looking to get some alone time, if you catch what I'm saying.
So wait, what's in the box?
It's like a cable box? What are you talking about? What?
Yeah, you'll place yourself in the HBO box, as it's titled, to watch uninterrupted from, I don't know, your roommate who's slurping noodles or something. Just an example that is inexplicably in this ad for the HBO box.
Very loud.
Why?
Very ASMR-ishly.
Yeah, this dude is eating. There's like a micro. The noodles are like mic'd up, so you just hear him go.
The noodles are microphones.
They might as well be.
That's what dorm life is like, buddies. It's just all day, all night slurping.
Just nothing but slurps. Oh, Keo, I have bad idea. I have bad news for you. It's not noodles that they're slurping all the time, bud.
Hey, I did not imply that.
Now with the HBO box, you can slurp yourself in the privacy of your own
box.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this a joke?
This is a jerk off box, bud.
Well, that's really useful.
Like the ad doesn't imply that you can watch porn on it, but you can watch porn on it probably.
You can fit your whole body in the box except for your 2 feet.
Yeah, there are holes for your feet. There's a shelf, I guess, so you can put like a drink on it.
Or aloe vera.
Aloe vera?
Or Vaseline.
Lotion.
Crisco.
Aloe vera for when the jerking off gets really intense.
You're jerking off so hard you get sunburn.
I mean, look, I'm just saying, if you're going to a convenience store and you buy aloe vera, they won't immediately assume you're jerking off with it. Unless it's winter.
Look, why don't you just go to a pharmacy that lets you do self-checkout?
Yeah, why don't you go to a pharmacy, you jerk off.
What are you getting at the pharmacy for the jerking off, Keo?
Lotion.
They have everything there at the pharmacy, and you can do self-checkout.
You can get lotion, you can get condoms for when it's really fun. You can get yourself...
I'm not even doing this. I just know this is how it works. And you could do self-checkout and no one's going to see it still.
Oh.
All right, Keo Ryan. I feel like you protest a little too much with the I don't do this.
Like, prescriptions.
I've never once jerked off.
It's true.
Oh, I meant like CVS.
Oh.
Well, you're going to the actual pharmacy and saying, 1 lotion, please.
You go into the old general store on Main Street.
Yeah, 1 lotion for me.
Ian McShane is there.
1 prescribed lotion.
Anyway, it remains to be seen what this wank box is going to consist of exactly. But it is a real thing and not a joke, according to tweets that I've seen.
Okay,
they do say it's made out of cardboard.
Here's the question. What that isn't sexual are you going to be watching on there that they suggest you need privacy for?
Well, they mentioned sound canceling properties.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is that watching HBO with a roommate is hard, I guess.
You can listen to Bill Maher say the N-word without feeling any shame.
They specifically... I don't know, like... You can use headphones if you just don't want people to hear it, so this is clearly for blocking out, the picture, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta keep it proprietary. You don't want to get fined for account sharing.
Yeah, this is a great way for them to figure out whether or not you're account sharing.
They have a man in your building checking out what's going on.
They have a tiny little man in the box.
Yeah, he sits on the shelf. Some call him an elf, but that's not true.
The Indian in the HBO Box.
Listen, I'm just glad I can watch anime now without being called a weeb.
But does HBO Max have Indian or anime?
Until your roommate, do they have? Oh, I feel like they have neither.
Look, I don't think you're limited to watching HBO programs inside the box, are you?
I don't know. It's an HBO box. So they like if you does it like the box turn red and like not an HBO program, not an
and lights come out,
not an HBO program.
It starts shrinking and crushing you.
Yeah. This is some Black Mirror shit that we've created right here.
And since also
the
box only reaches up to like your feet. So you can't tell people are staring at your feet while you're watching.
Why would someone stare at your feet?
Because they're a pervert.
So you're saying what's going to happen is the roommate sees that you're in the box currently and says, "Hey everyone, come on over and watch my roommate's feet."
There's going to be like a whole crowd in the room just looking.
Yes.
And then what happens when you get out of the box? They just all leave in a hurry?
Yes.
They're going to pretend like they're doing something else.
Like there's 50 people in your room and they're all just like, "Oh, wow.
Well, they're also
I love
jerking
these
off.
drapes."
Yes.
Anyway, I've ordered an HBO box and it should be arriving shortly.
Oh.
To our podcasting studio here today, so get ready for that.
And we're going to record in this little box they're going to send?
Yes.
I don't think it was meant for 3 people, Swanson.
Well, we're going to find out.
You know, we're going to put it to the test, Stairmaster. It's going to be very intimate.
It might be very warm and heavy. In there.
We're going to cancel out all of the sounds that you
Finally.
normally get on this podcast. Anyway.
There's going to be a lot of breathing.
Yeah, there's going to be just a lot of heavy breaths.
Also, we're going to have to be very quiet because of the reflective properties of the cardboard.
True.
It's going to be heavy breathing 3 men ASMR.
Yeah, you're going to love it. Anyway, let's move on from HBO to yet another giant of the television industry, Disney.
Uh-oh.
We're a week away from the launch of Disney Plus.
It's looming there in the horizon. I see it.
Yeah.
It's like the moon in Majora's Mask.
Except it has, mouse ears.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like the Death Star, a thing owned by Disney now.
With mouse ears.
It's like Mr. Burns' solar shade. I think also owned by Disney.
Yes. Or it's like Thanos' gauntlet, a thing also owned by Disney. Disney owns a lot of things. Anyway, Marvel is also going to be a big part of Disney Plus, as they have numerous shows that have been announced. And Kevin Feige, in a recent interview, noted how important Disney Plus is going to be to the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Huh?
Apparently, films like the new Doctor Strange are going to hinge upon shows that require you to have a Disney Plus subscription to watch, like the Scarlet Witch show WandaVision or the Loki show.
That's annoying.
Oh, that seems like a great idea.
Can't I just go watch a movie?
No, you must understand every bit.
Does this mean that people who get HBO Max are just going to stop watching Marvel movies because they're too confusing and alienating?
Maybe. Only time will tell.
They're just gonna go watch the movie and complain about how it was confusing.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, it makes sense. It was only a matter of time before the Marvel Cinematic Universe started doing the dumb shit that comic books have been doing for the past 30 years.
50.
No, not since the 80s, so 30.
No, it dates back to like the 70s and 60s.
Major crossovers were not that big of a deal back then, though. The crossovers have been like a big thing since, I don't know, whenever Crisis on Infinite Earths was.
Which I believe was in the 70s.
It was the 80s. Anyway,
Fuck you. I'm sorry, bang you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, so it seems like we're going to have to get the whole gist by subscribing to Disney Plus, and that's the only way you'll understand the rest of this complicated universe.
Can't wait to pay all this money to Disney.
Do I have to watch the Obi-Wan show to understand what's going to happen in the next Avengers?
Yeah.
Oh man,
You also have to watch
Star Wars crossover.
Yeah, you also have to watch The World According to Jeff Goldblum, The High School Musical, the musical, Lady and the Tramp, and also there's Easter eggs thrown throughout various old school Disney movies.
I believe we need to collect all of the cosmic cubes in order to defeat Galactus.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
Faggy mentions that.
Don't apologize.
Well, I mean, I was just, in reverence of Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah. I think he lives in our closet now.
Yeah, I've seen sort of like spare pieces of like leftover chicken in there. I guess he goes out and like goes out and gets food and brings it back.
Swanson, as soon as you said spare pieces, I immediately thought chicken.
Well, I mean, what else would it be?
I mean, this is why you two are married.
True.
Huh.
Well, actually, I'm married to Kieran, and Kieran is married to you, but
it's called a polycule, Swanson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sure, I know what that is, but I wasn't going to call it out.
Just don't be so confused by it, okay? It's normal and it makes perfect sense.
All right.
Kale, are you
I mean, does it make perfect sense for 3 podcast hosts to be in it?
Stair, look, the other night I was really upset and you were too busy. Yeah, there was a pile of bones and you were too upset. I mean, you were too busy playing your train simulator.
It's true, that's what he was playing.
Yes. And
I just went to Swanson.
Yes.
And
and
listen, you
Swanson,
know how much skeletons love trains.
It's a proven fact.
And then Swanson put his hand on my head and said, there.
And then I took Keo to the bone train.
Well, I don't care about cheating on me physically. Because I'm a skeleton.
Yeah. Mm. Well, it was both emotional and physical.
Yeah. Anyway, Kevin Feige says that we can look forward to other things like the Hawkeye show, which was originally going to be a Marvel movie, but then got turned into their TV show because they can just do that shit now.
Wait, I thought the Hawkeye stuff got canceled after Jeremy Renner put that gun in his wife's mouth.
Sure didn't.
How is that possible?
They said this man is too valuable and charismatic to get rid of.
We need him to play everyone's favorite character from the Avengers movies, Hawkeye. This man is essential, but also we don't need James Gunn right now. I know they brought him back. You don't have to tweet me.
Well, I'm already typing the tweet.
Swanson actually likes to be insulted and degraded.
It's true. I'm into it. All right, so that's it for the news. So, real quick, let's just take a smoke break, huh?
Oh, well, you've already got a cigarette in your hand, so why not?
Yeah. As always, we're part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. There's tons of great shows on the Big Heads Media, and you can find one of these shows coming up right now. It's Super Media Brothers. That's right, the Super Media Bros talk about pop culture, music, TV, movies, all of the fun stuff every week on their program. You can hear about it right now.
I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okame.
We are the Super Media Bros Podcast.
Each week, we give a comedically informative take on movies,
Music,
television,
video games,
and much more.
Put your shades on and listen to all episodes on supermediabrospodcast.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah,
Shades on!
we're off.
Yeah, so give them a listen, and
Wow, what a bunch of guys they got on there.
yeah, they got some real workhorses on that show.
I'm just upset that they don't.
They got some real brothers.
They just don't. They need to have like Mario Bros. Chip tunes blaring in the background the entire episode, though.
Oh, you think the whole episode should just have chip tunes in the background?
I think it should just be Dire Docks the whole time.
Oh, that'd be soothing. Yeah.
Can we make that our closing music?
No.
I don't think Nintendo likes that.
I don't think
Nintendo is very litigious, thank you. Alright, now that we're back, it's time for a segment near and dear to our hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Keo.
Here comes the TV.
Oh, shit. Wow, very,
on brand.
Very, very important theme. So welcome to the Trailer Blazers, where we talk about the latest and greatest in trailers. This week, we're talking about a Netflix Christmas movie.
One that did not have that horn in it.
No, although it would have been great if it did. Where would you have placed the horn in this trailer?
Probably when the knight steps into the Terminator time portal.
Oh yeah, and it goes Dune.
No, I'm picturing having it where the woman nonchalantly says that he thinks he's from the 17th century.
14th century, Keo.
Sorry, 14th century. Whatever.
Yeah, get your shit right, Keo Rain.
Not whatever. The age of
very important.
Look,
Anyway,
I mixed up the number. Yeah, but she nonchalantly says he's from the 14th century, and then the horn will play.
This movie is called The Night Before Christmas. You can figure out how that's spelled. And watching this trailer, this is what I call a title first project, which is someone thought of the title and said, that's good, and then made a thing based off of it.
We also call this high concept.
You think this is high concept?
Well, there is a concept.
I mean, I guess that's more than you get from like a Hallmark Channel movie typically. So yeah,
what's the typical concept behind a Hallmark movie? You have an example you can think of?
Oh, I happen to have at least two.
Okay, so get this: a woman has been wronged by a man.
No, that's a Lifetime Channel movie.
Fuck.
That's a different. Hallmark Channel movies are usually a lady comes in from out of town, like a reporter, let's say, and she's covering a news story. The townspeople are suspicious, but there's one handsome guy who's a little less suspicious. Handsome guy helps her out a little bit. She falls in love and she decides to stay in the town. There, I saved you 2 hours of your time.
She decides being a housewife's more rewarding than having a career.
Well, no, usually they have a career still at the end of the movie.
Yes, their Lifetime are the sad ones. Hallmark are the uplifting ones.
Yeah,
so
usually...
which one's the one that forbids interracial relationships?
Lifetime. Well, both technically, I guess. I don't think I've seen a Hallmark movie that featured a interracial cast.
Okay, was it Hallmark or Lifetime that had the movie about the guy having his life ruined by pornography?
Probably Lifetime. Hallmark movies are not. Yeah, Hallmark movies are rarely political or about like a current event. No one fucks on camera in a Hallmark movie or even off camera. There's no fucking. Meanwhile, Lifetime movies are rife with it. So much fucking.
We should watch a Lifetime movie for this show.
Should. Let me take you back a bit during the beginning of the podcast last year or so when we said we should watch a Sharknado, and then we tried watching a Sharknado. That's what this would be like.
Oh,
yeah, we watched some bad stuff on TV tuners, but was
you ingrates.
Yeah,
that was something that we could not stomach.
How far did we get? 20 minutes?
10.
I think it was less than 20 minutes.
We made it to about 12 minutes, I would say.
At a certain point, we decided that we had to watch something else that week. Anyway, as for this one, a knight comes to the future, thanks to presumably Christopher Lloyd. And
so you don't think this is a stealth Terminator sequel?
Well, you think he's like a T-1000?
Yes. I mean, how else would he time travel with clothes on? He has to be a T-1000.
If he were a T-1000, her car would be wrecked the moment she hit him. Unless he's liquid metal.
He is made out of liquid metal. I think he would weigh as much as a normal human being.
Well, then if she got hit with the car, wouldn't he be all, like, glitched
He
out?
would be, like, splat.
Yeah.
Well, in Terminator movies, people always hit the Terminator with cars, and then they're like, huh? What happened? I hit this normal human being. And then they get out and get murdered.
Anyway,
So
this
are you
guy
saying
travels.
That she's gonna die.
Maybe. I mean, that's how the real life version of this would go. For some reason, because it's a Christmas movie, the lady believes that the guy's actually telling the truth for some reason when he says that he's a medieval knight, and it becomes a love story or something.
Yeah, that's typical romance. Just a guy from a totally different time period shows up, and he's kind of
Also, for
attractive,
some reason, he
fall in
speaks
love.
modern English.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he speaks in like mostly. This is just Thor. This guy just talks like Thor.
Yes, it is Thor. Without the fighting.
Actually, yeah, this is pretty much the plot of the first Thor movie. Only this guy's not looking for his hammer.
This guy isn't looking as good.
Well, yeah, true.
He's also not very romantic.
Oh, this guy sort of looks like the gif of the guy opening the door and then, like, over-exaggerating the freaking out.
Yeah?
Like,
Yeah,
this
you
guy's
know the
basically
one. The
this
British
guy's basically like a child in this trailer.
Yeah, he's very baffled by modern technology, but not to the point where it would make him hysteric and out of control, but to the point where it's charming and funny.
And that's just really attractive to a woman.
Apparently, yeah. I would love, yes. The first interaction between them should be, wow, your place doesn't smell like complete shit and piss. What's going on here? And it's like, oh yeah, we've made toilets.
And then he would be like, so who is the custodian of Jerusalem?
Yeah.
And then he
Also,
would be very pleased to hear the answer.
Also, there's a line where he thinks she's a witch and doesn't immediately kill her, so already false.
Yeah, I want to see this knight have a satanic panic.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming.
Or fight
Don't worry.
actual Satanists, like surviving edged weapons.
Oh, if he fought actual Satanists, that'd be a good Christmas message, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Satan's not allowed at Christmas time.
Yeah, not enough Satanists in Christmas movies. That's a perfect bad guy for a Christmas movie, I think.
Yeah, he can show up as a giant snake.
Yeah, yes. And it'll be a real Conan the Barbarian situation. Anyway, yeah, this looks bad.
Yeah, they should have gotten Arnie to play the knight.
Yeah, that
Like
would
a
have been
CG younger Arnie or just
No,
Arnie?
This old Arnie.
good. Just 60-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He talks about seeing some dark shit in the Crusades, and he's very haunted by it.
It's not romantic at all anymore. It's just like a
Character study.
of this knight who comes in the future, and he's just
And then at the end, it turns out he is the Terminator. And he chops
Wow.
some child's head off.
it fades to black.
He just walks away as it fades to black.
That would be good. I'd be a big fan if I'm being honest. Better than whatever we just saw. Anyway,
This completely
Like, imagine
Neat.
going from feudalism to late-stage capitalism.
Yeah,
this
that would be
completely
baffling.
meatless love story
Like,
that's
How
not
socially
ex-
alienated he would have to
Just-
be.
does not explore this character at all. He's just like a quirky guy who shows up. He's like, oh, this is interesting.
Also, he
Oh,
has
look,
no qualms
what-
about presenting himself nude in front of that lady.
well, yeah, why would you?
What you'd think like a noble knight, the nobility would have some mores about that.
In the 14th century,
I mean, maybe
they were nude all the time, probably.
I mean, lower class people probably were more casual with their nudity, but this is a knight. This is an aristocrat. He probably owned land.
Oh, he was a landlord?
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we gotta kill him.
Yeah, that should be how it ends. The people rise up.
Well, good
He
luck killing him.
puts
He's
off
got a
his face and
sword.
he's Hannibal Buress, and then the Terminator theme plays.
Oh, I don't feel like Hannibal
Hannibal
Buress
was
would
a
not do
Terminator
well
the
in the
whole time.
14th century.
Well, that's why he's wearing the mask.
Oh, that makes sense. You know what? I would watch a Christmas movie that ends with someone revealing that they're actually Hannibal Buress in a mask. It was me the whole time.
Also, racism didn't exist back in the 13th century. They wouldn't care if he was as long as he was Christian. I think. There were a lot of
They might have questioned if he was.
Well,
a
they might have
foreigner
assumed he
or
was a
not.
Muslim, but if he's wearing like Western night clothing and he's got like a cross on him, they might just shrug.
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah, he's from somewhere else, but he's one of our boys here.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to break a boy. All right. Well, yeah, this looks like it's going to be a perfectly cromulent movie to watch during Christmas time if you must.
Thank you, Swanson.
Anytime. All right. Well, that's it for Trailer Blazers.
That's it for Trailer Blazers.
So let's move on to our main event this week. We watched a new program from the Apple TV Plus market.
Titled For All Mankind, not to be
Yeah.
confused with the IMAX film For All Mankind, also about the space race.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
this-
odd
this-
titling.
This show completely blew me away. Just swept me right off my feet. I was just enthralled the entire half of this that I watched.
Yeah,
and then stopped.
this show swept me off my feet and into my bed.
Like, but not in a
Yeah,
sex
it's a
way.
boring... No, not in a sexy way. It was a boring show.
Also, it's funny that this is titled For All Mankind, but as far as we can tell by this first episode, it's very nationalist.
Yeah, I was... we watched the trailer for this, right?
Yes, we did, and we don't remember it.
I was expecting from the trailer that this would be like a two sides of the coin thing.
Yes, there's no Russian viewpoint characters.
That would be a much better show. Like, give me some Russians in this. I want to see what
give us
there's...
a rivalry.
Yeah, give me something other than just this ominous red, like...
Boogeyman. The
Yeah.
specter of death on the moon.
Especially because, let's be honest here, I don't need to watch all these good old boys down in the dumps about all the fucking shit they were unable to accomplish.
Yes.
This show should just be titled OK Boomer.
Even though these
I
people-
couldn't
Yeah.
I couldn't find myself caring much less about the plight of these people.
I mean, they
Yeah.
still got the advantage in the space race. They've got way more money and a stronger computing industry.
Yeah, just because they were there first is like... That it somehow makes everything, like, fall apart.
And then we're supposed to care about this man who wanted to go in space but didn't, and now his wife is nagging
Oh
him
no,
about
he
it.
did go into space. He didn't go to the moon.
That's
Yeah.
what I meant.
He
Sorry,
went-
the
he
moon.
only
He
got
didn't get
8
to the
miles from the moon. Also, they replaced the people from Apollo 10 with fictional characters, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, especially because the people from Apollo 11 are here.
Yes, and Werner von Braun is also here.
Yeah, and
Did-
like
did
all
they,
of
like, not
the
want-
all of the main
And a-
cast is all people that have been replaced, but then all of the like
Yes, the Apollo 13 people are there as well. Gene Kranz, Michael Collins.
they're like all of the recurring characters are actual historical
Or
figures,
wait.
but the main cast is not, which is weird.
And still no
Did they not-
Soviets.
Did they not think they could actually write those people into the show properly, or do you think they just didn't want to get in trouble or
No,
something?
we really need to see this lame duck.
Also, it's
white
weird
dude.
that they make a fictional woman character, considering the American space race was really one of those avenues where women excelled against, the sexism of the time.
Yeah.
Especially considering they made a movie about all the women in the space race.
Yeah, it won an Oscar. Like, you might remember.
Yeah, they
the
might have
movie.
some. Yeah, they might have some historical people to work with.
But yeah, they do spend the first 10 minutes of this episode before they actually tell us the plot that we already know. Like, we're watching all of these people look at the moon landing, and then
And
they
it's
guys
shot
start
like
speaking Russian.
It's shot like a horror movie.
Yeah, like all it needed was just like some dun dun as the guy starts speaking Russian. Look at all, like, and then we get to look at all these sad idiots in a
This is
bar.
played like 9/11, even though it's like the greatest accomplishment mankind ever did. Even
Yeah, and they're all sad, like someone died.
a different white guy got on the moon. We're all gonna
Okay,
die.
imagine this. They show a shot of the moon itself, and it shows a bunch of explosions on the surface of the moon.
Oh.
And get this.
What, Broly's on it?
It's not Broly, but the explosions carved out the shape of a hammer and sickle on the surface of the moon.
Hell yeah. Now that is a good opening to your show. If they had done that, I would be in. Regardless of, even if the rest of the episode was the same, I would have been like, well, they still did that opening.
That's a sad thing, considering they could have done that in real life. What a wasted opportunity.
We also get a Nixon impersonator.
I feel like some of these tapes were from actual Richard Nixon.
But he talks about the moon landing not working.
And there's some editing, and there is an impersonator, I think. But the tape where he's reading the speech where Apollo 11 failed is actually him rehearsing the speech in real life.
Oh, so if it had failed?
Yes.
Mm. I just want a Nixon impersonator to be in a recurring role here. No, you don't. They can't afford
to find a guy who looks like Nixon. That's too much for their budget.
Well, they just need him to sound like Nixon. Just
that
get the guy who did Robo Nixon.
Look, I want a PS2 era C3D model of Nixon to be added to this show.
You know what? I'm for it. So yeah, we get a look into the idealistic life of the 60s, where fathers and their sons refuse to actually emote to one another.
Hello, son.
Yeah. Like, the son, I forget what happens in this opening scene, but, like, he asks the son how the day is going, and his son's like, his son says something that's, like, slightly different than normal, and he's like, huh? And he, like, looks at him with a glare, and then the son says something else, and he's like, that's what I thought. It's like, oh, great, I'm glad I got to root for this asshole.
And then the son gives him shit for not landing on the moon.
Yeah, good on the kid. Like, I don't get why I need to... Why is this dude the person who's the main character?
There's a subplot here, like, that they imply that Apollo 10 could have landed on the moon. When in real life, NASA went out of their way to make sure that if the lunar lander from Apollo 10 had landed on the moon, it wouldn't be able to take off with its fuel load.
Yeah, like, I was pretty sure the whole thing was that Apollo 10 could not land on the moon.
Yeah, they were very concerned about them trying to land on the moon prematurely and getting themselves killed.
To be fair, though, we are hearing about it from his perspective and not NASA's itself, so he could have just assumed that they could have landed because he's a big, dumb idiot. I think they would have told him that as a deterrent. But who knows with this show. Yeah. This show also really loves monologues. Everybody on this show's given fucking monologues.
They just like having people just talk, and say, like, very little.
Yeah. So... the first big monologue we get is this guy who runs the space program, I guess. Is that what he does? This guy who looks like the bad guy from RoboCop.
The German-speaking guy? Or the...
No.
Yes, that's the administrator of NASA.
Yeah, the administrator. He looks like Kurtwood Smith. Mm-hmm. I was waiting for him to go in there and be like, bitches leave! Sadly, he didn't. But instead he gives a dumbass speech about, like, all right, so what you need to do is you need to go fucking let out your anger. Go kick a dog.
Go beat your wife.
Go kill your kids.
Strangle them with a Bowflex.
Like, yeah, he's for some reason, it's like this really aggressive macho shit.
Yeah, that's what he was like in real life.
I'm sure.
Go throw a brick through a family's window with note attached.
A Jewish family's window.
Go burn a cross on the lawn. You gotta let out your anger. So what they all do is start racing to go get drunk.
Yeah, this is Gene Kranz. He was the failure is not an option guy from Apollo 13.
Oh, okay. So, but this time failure was an option, I guess?
Well, yes.
No, failure wasn't an option, and this is the consequences you're paying, is this speech.
Right. Yeah, I guess I would feel pretty bad if I had to sit through this shit, too. So, yeah, we go back, they all race to go get drunk, and we get, like, a sort of weird bond between our main character, Ed, and this guy, Gordo.
Gordo!
His fucking name is Gordo.
Gordo from Kirby.
Gordo's here.
Guys,
A
I
giant
regret to
spiky
inform
bowl
you,
with eyes.
Gordo is here.
Floats into the bar.
His name is listed as Gordo Stevens.
Did you know that Gordo appears in Link's Awakening and you can kill it?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
So Link is canonically more powerful than Kirby.
Yes.
I mean,
By a
that's
wide
true if you've
margin.
played Smash.
Good point.
I think Smash is a different continuity.
I don't know. They're all taken from games, though.
No. Like, the thing is, like, in most of the Smash Brothers, they're just toys that the kid is playing
Well, right,
with.
but if we're
The kid-
going with the latest edition of Smash, they've
Oh.
all been...
Everyone's here.
Yeah, they've all been taken from their own planets.
I think
It's-
they're just living
it's-
together
it's-
on one planet in that universe.
Oh, maybe.
It's still a kid's imagination, okay?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, at the very secret ending for Ultimate is that it's all in a snow globe.
Yeah, and Shigeru Miyamoto and
Yeah.
Iwata are playing with it.
Is there still a hand? Is there still like a hand
he's there.
He's not in the
Yeah,
main...
so-
I don't... Yeah, he's in the story mode.
How did they ever
Yeah, so-
decide that Master Hand had a gender?
Wait, did they?
He's listed as a he, I'm pretty sure, most times.
Isn't Master like a male title, though?
I guess.
Does that mean the crazy hand's the female hand? Because the left hand in Asian mythology is
Ooh.
typically associated with femininity.
I don't know if you want to label the female hand as crazy.
Oh, it's Nintendo, not me.
Bad move, Miyamoto.
Yeah, canceled. If you ask me.
Also, there's apparently a main character who's like the titular lady of the cast, but she
Margot
doesn't
Madison.
do anything in this.
Well, there's this one scene where they're doing the simulator, and the error comes up, and she points it out, and they
Oh.
ignore her. But
Yeah.
the strange thing is, this happened during the actual landing. And, that error code was part of a very complicated programming setup that a female devised. The executive overflow error that they cite, it was just simply the computer telling them that it was being given more tasks to process than it was capable of. And it had this complicated setup, so it would just filter the unnecessary ones out. It wasn't a abort-worthy error, and they knew it in real life.
Maybe they knew it here too. Yeah, so they're at the bar. Gordo and Ed are hanging out. Ed gives this. Ed is talking to a journalist, and he's a huge idiot.
Yes.
And gives a big old talk about guts and manhood, and how NASA's a bunch of pussies.
Just because a few astronauts burned to death.
Yeah,
Before the
just because
ship
some
even
people
took off.
died, all of a sudden we have to have safety precautions.
If people died, just send some more guys. Just send them more.
That's very Russian of him, don't you
Like,
think?
how am I supposed to root for this complete shithead? Because, like, am I supposed to feel bad when he gets demoted immediately afterwards? No, that's what you get.
Oh, but
Like,
now
he got
gets to
exactly
go to
the
moon.
consequences he deserved.
But the moon!
Like, I don't... This is also a thing where it's like, maybe
Swanson,
it would
Swanson, listen to me. The moon's up there, and you got to get on top of that moon. You got to get up there. You got to be on the moon. That's important.
I think that's the exact monologue that Gordo gives later. So yeah, the rest is a bunch of scenes that like sort of blend together for me, if I'm being honest. Where it's a lot of what are we gonna do now, and a lot of arguing with Ed arguing with his wife. Great, glad I got that. There's also a bit later where there's we see the Apollo 11 mission, and all of the wives have come together to watch it on TV.
Yeah, that's
So
the
that
thing
we
they
can
did.
have ladies talking to ladies, so that this can pass
About
the
men.
Bechdel test.
But they're talking about men in space, so it's
Oh yeah, doesn't pass.
Well, do they talk about the moon at all?
Is the moon a man or a woman?
Woman.
Yeah, the moon's full of holes.
Oh
Canceled.
no!
Hashtag canceled.
Cancelled.
Yeah. There's also a bit where I think someone refers to this as like Pearl Harbor,
Yes, they do.
and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, even now, that's shitty. I can't imagine what it was so close to it.
Yeah, and I mean they knew.
Like, odds are people working in NASA know people who died in Pearl Harbor.
Yes! The upper management did. Most of the astronauts from the Apollo program were Vietnam vet pilots.
And no one cared he said that, though.
Yeah, that'd be like if I gave a speech to you guys after a podcast podcast recording that didn't go well, and I was like, look, when Stairmaster mangled those words, that was my personal 9/11.
Yeah, but we would all laugh because we're the
you're right.
millennials.
Yeah,
Okay,
true.
but what if someone said that, but I had an uncle who died 9/11?
We would probably laugh harder.
Keel would laugh because otherwise he'd have to cry.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get a bunch of...
I would not. I would nod and do like a...
Yeah. So the crux of the second half of the episode is this Apollo 11 landing.
Can we mention, as an aside, that they butterfly affected away the Chappaquiddick incident?
What is that?
When Ted Kennedy drove his car into the lake with the lady and left her to drown.
Oh, yes.
And it seems like they're implying he's going to run for president in this timeline.
instead of the other Kennedy.
The other guy. Did Rob Kennedy run in 72?
No, who's the other one? Who's the other one that got shot?
No, Rob Kennedy was the one who got shot.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think he ever ran for president.
I think he got shot in 68.
No, he was alive after JFK died.
Well, JFK died in 64.
I know, but I'm saying I think he died in like 69.
Yeah.
So we could have an alternate history where Ted Kennedy was president.
Yeah.
Would that really? I don't know. What would that change, Stairmaster?
Nothing. That's all liberalism.
Yeah, he would just be Jimmy Carter.
Neoliberalism is going to happen anyways at that point.
So yeah,
there's no stopping it, Swanson. It's inevitable.
So yeah, the crux of this second half is the Apollo 11 landing, which doesn't go smoothly.
Yeah, in real life they did notice the boulder field and flew and had to fly a little bit extra out of the way from landing. But here
they didn't, and they land right in it. And there's a brief moment where everyone thinks they're dead or gone.
Well, it's like several hours they think they're dead. I think.
Well, yeah, but in the show it's like 10 minutes.
It's like the laziest version of Apollo 13, the film.
Yeah, this is all.
We don't even get to see Neil or Buzz dealing with the situation.
No, we just hear from them later because they're recurring characters, and we really need to see what this guy, Ed, thinks about this situation.
Listen, I'm deeply attached to him because of his marital issues.
Like, why aren't they focusing on, like, I don't know, Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin? Mm-hmm. You know,
that would be too interesting.
Like, how would they feel about not being the first people on the moon anymore?
Or why are we starting in 1960 or 1972-ish? 1968, yeah. Why are we starting in 1968? Why don't you just have the red moon scene, and then you cut forward a decade later, and it's like the space shuttle era, and you're exploring how different that is?
Well, I looked ahead, Stairmaster, and I don't know if they're not doing any time travel shenanigans or anything.
No, I mean like a time skip, not a time travel.
That's what I meant. They're not doing any time skip shenanigans or anything, but there is a part where Nixon requests that they make a moon base. So now so what they start is the race for the base.
See, that's a better place to start.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta show people react to losing the space race. Because that's really interesting.
I think you could do that in the first 10 minutes.
Yes.
And then just not worry about it anymore.
You need to have half an hour in a wife telling a man how bad it is that he didn't get on the moon.
Also, I've said this already, but give me the Russians. Come
on.
I don't want just one side of this conflict.
We want to know how they got to the moon.
Yeah, because they weren't even close in the other one.
No, yeah, they were like 3 years behind and had like a third of the budget.
It's like a pretty good underdog story, really.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for them. I'm glad they made it to the moon.
I bet they had to like duct tape that thing together to get to the moon.
They probably died on re-entry. Also, in this alternate history, is Laika still a thing?
Yeah, that predates it.
So I guess it happened. Yeah, I guess she still died.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.D. to a true legend.
As far as we know.
Oh, like big twist for the season finale. You just hear like,
You see the shadow of a dog, and the guy turns around, and it's like,
it can't.
you just see a blood spray.
Yeah, she kills Werner von Braun.
Yeah, the Laika mission was in 1957 on Sputnik 2.
Yeah, so that dog's dead. Even if it didn't die going to space.
Yeah. As far as
All
we
right.
know.
Yeah. It's just
What
on
about
the moon.
cosmic radiation.
Oh yeah, it could have.
Space dog?
If it's a mutant dog, it's got like 8 legs.
Better movie. Better show.
It's got 8 legs and a long lifespan, and that's it.
Also, it can breathe in space.
Well, that's to be expected, I think. Anyway, so it turns out that they're fine. They just had a rocky landing. And what's the episode even end on? I don't even remember.
It ends with a shot of them dancing and frolicking on the surface of the moon.
That's it? Wasn't like a hook for the next episode?
I don't remember one if there was, and you'd think I would. I mean, the primacy effect would suggest we would remember what's at the end of the episode better than the middle content, so...
Yeah.
If there's a good hook, you'd remember it.
I guess it's true. I guess it was just an inspiring thing. And you can tell it's inspiring because you can hear the music, and that's inspiring music.
Yeah.
You ever hear some music and you're like inspired by it? That's this.
They got boomer
Nope.
tunes in this, by the way.
They really, yeah, but like not the typical boomer tunes. You know, it's not like they're
Well,
not
it's like
playing.
the B tier.
Yeah, they're playing the stuff that they can afford for a sub-tier streaming for a B-tier streaming service. They're not shelling out for like the Rolling Stones.
Should we talk about the micro plot of the Mexican girl?
Oh yeah, what? Yeah, I guess that's something, huh?
Yeah, we get when the Soviets land on the moon, we get the shot of this Mexican family watching it, and the girl's with her dying mother, and she's very distressed. I'm not sure how Mexicans felt about the Soviet Union back then.
Apparently they weren't fans, or at least this family wasn't.
And then we cut back to them intermittently as there's news about the American space program, but they don't care because they're crossing the border.
Yeah. What do you think this is leading to? You think she's going to join NASA or something?
Yes, probably.
I mean, I guess, but like,
That's
why?
the only way. Because her mom likes space.
So
Yeah, that's a character arc if I've ever seen one.
yeah, that's a good one.
Person watches moon landing. Oh, goes to be an astronaut.
The second episode has the race for the base thing getting mentioned, and episode 3, which is titled Nixon's Women.
Oh yes, I actually heard about this.
They start recruiting female astronauts after Russia lands a woman on the moon.
Good for Russia. And
Yeah,
even
good on
Soviet
Russia. And one of them is Gordo's wife.
What? Oh, damn.
Yeah, it is like that. Sometimes it do be like that. There's also a black
Dang,
woman, which
Gordo.
I'm sure will go over well. Anyway, this show is boring.
Yeah, no.
It's like if someone made Mad Men in space, but with none of the cast.
Without the cigar smoking.
Yeah, or
the
anybody
misogyny.
interesting on it. Like, maybe this show would be somewhat more tolerable if they had, like, actors that made me care about anything.
Mm-hmm.
None of these actors are good at this. Like, they're serviceable, but man, they cannot do anything with this material.
They failed to make me care about anybody in the entire show.
Like, how much screen time was actually spent in space on this episode?
Maybe 20 minutes? That's being
No,
charitable.
that's way too charitable. Like, maybe 5 minutes.
Well, we do
3
get the
minutes.
flashbacks from Apollo 10's mission, so
Which is
technically...
like 2 minutes long in total.
Yeah. So that's something. But yeah,
30 seconds
no.
of space time.
you got to give me some more space stuff, man.
If the
That's-
Expanse
that
can do
costs
it,
too
why
much
can't
money.
you?
Yeah, come on, Apple TV Plus.
You're telling me you have less money than Sci-Fi?
More like Apple TV minus.
Ooh, owned.
Anyway, any final thoughts on this?
Tune out.
No.
Yeah, this is a tune out, I think.
We have a failure to launch.
Ooh. Yeah, this is Houston. There's a major problem, and it's this show. That's a tune out, right, Star?
Yes.
So that's a tune out for all mankind.
I'm sorry. I thought one-liners could substitute for tune-ins.
I mean, I guess
we have
I guess it counts.
We have a very rigid rule here.
Yeah, you must say it or face
Now,
the
Stare,
consequences.
We've got some unanswered questions here. What's in these 3 cans?
These 3 cans?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
one of them
These
is
3
Moon
cans.
Rocks.
Oh,
Ooh.
I was going to
Okay.
bring it up during the recap, but I forgot because of how disappointed I was in the show.
that's fair.
Well,
I
all
was,
right.
I was going to grind them into a fine dust and we would all do lines.
Oh, that sounds really good.
That sounds
the
good
other
and
2
healthy.
cans.
What's
Can number 2?
Yeah, no, what's in can number 2?
The eggs that Laika laid on the moon.
Like
Oh,
a laid
man.
eggs?
Yeah, after she mutated.
Oh,
Became a spider dog.
dang. That sounds horrific.
She can reproduce asexually now.
I mean,
Wow.
She
good,
doesn't
good
need
for
any
her.
man.
Yeah, good for her. Sisters
Okay,
doing it for
and-
themselves.
And can number 3.
Oh, this is just chicken noodle soup.
Oh,
Huh.
I was feeling
Tasty.
hungry.
Okay, so Swanson and I were nervous over nothing. We were kind of scared
Oh.
of these cans, but
What did you think was in them? Especially the third one, which had the Campbell's label on it.
well, we thought it was Campbell's chunky soup, so that was
Oh.
that made me a little suspicious. I'll be honest.
well, you know, when you put cans out and don't tell us what they are, our imagination just goes wild.
Yeah. Wait, is that second can moving?
Yep, 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 yep.
Oh,
yep.
God.
Oh God! Shut it down! Shut it down! We gotta get out of here.
All right, well, that's it for this week's episode of TV Tuners. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Until then, keep watching. Bye.
Oh God! Nuke it from orbit.
It's over.
Yep, yep, yep.